Konnichiwa. Ni hao.
Hola.
Hello. Shalom.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us on this edition of 6 Minutes.
5, 4, 3, 2.
I know, you see, somehow the world will change for me and be so wonderful. Live life, breathe air, I know somehow we're gonna get there.
I'm your host, Matthew Rom, and this is my subordinate, David Oxman, who is inferior to me.
I am his inferior. On this edition, we will be exploring the themes, literary devices, motifs, and tone found in William Shakespeare's The Tempest. First, out to William Dolan with the themes.
Thanks, David. The Tempest has many different themes, such as forgiveness, betrayal, and love. The theme of forgiveness can be seen at the end of the play, when Prospero does not harm or curse Antonio or Alonso, but instead forgives them. Even though Alonso and Antonio exiled him from Milan, Prospero did not hurt or harm them. He instead made peace and went back with them to Milan. Another theme seen is betrayal. This can be seen when the nobles betray Prospero by exiling him to the island and taking over his dukedom. Betrayal is also seen when Antonio whispers to Sebastian while Alonso is sleeping to murder him, the Duke of Milan at this point. But the idea is scratched after Alonso wakes up. Love is also seen through Miranda and Ferdinand's true and pure love. It can also be seen through Prospero's love for his daughter Miranda, as he wants her to be happy and takes extra care of her and Ferdinand to make sure she's happy. William Dolan, signing off.
What a story from William. Matthew, thoughts?
Will, that was truly beautiful, and you revealed themes I never would have thought about that way. Now on to Harrison with the weather.
Thanks, Matthew. I'm standing out here in the pouring rain. What is rain exactly? Rain is water. Water is seen in the Tempest as the plot is mainly set on an island. Water typically symbolizes rebirth. This is seen as Prospero is stuck on the island. Prospero will later forgive Alonso and Antonio for tormenting them, for exiling him. Although the change may not be physical, a mental change is seen in Prospero as he no longer has beef, as the kids say, with those who betrayed him. Another symbol is Prospero's magic books. They reveal his true power and desire to get revenge on his brother for his exile. He starts to get supernatural powers from reading and learning about this books for hours and days. Back to the studio.
Harrison does it again with another touching story.
As Big Shaq once said, big fox.
Now to Jack Mackin with motifs and tone.
The tone of The Tempest is constantly changes, which causes the reader to feel a variety of emotions. The play starts with the king and his kingsmen on a ship in the middle of a massive storm. This makes the tone feel very threatening and tense. However, as the play goes on, the tone changes constantly. After this scene, the tone becomes depressed and sad when Alonso mourns the loss of his son Ferdinand. From there, the tone becomes joyous and happy again when a few of the Kingsmen talk about happy thoughts with comic relief. However, as we get to the end of the play, the tone becomes very joyous and light when Prospero forgives the people that exiled him and his daughter. The most relevant motif in The Tempest is the repetition of strange island sounds. The first reference to this motif is when, in Shakespeare's words, there is a tempestuous noise of thunder and lightning. In addition, Calvin says that the island is full of noises. Perhaps no use of sounds is more important than Ariel's music, which saves Alonso from murder and is played when the feast is laid out in front of a few of the Kingsmen. The most important part of the noises in The Tempest is the music that it accompanies. For example, the music is with the feast, which sets the tone of the magical and elegance in the play. Also, the motif of strange noises is used to set the mysterious of Prospero's Island.
Thank you, Jack, for those interesting motifs and tones. Now, as we're wrapping up, David, do you have any additional thoughts?
I do. William Shakespeare makes sure to include literary devices in his work, The Tempest. Two examples of these literary devices are the epilogue and the allegory. The allegory is when Prospero's magic books makes him forget about his duties as Duke of Milan, just like how Shakespeare's writing plays made him forget about his family in England. Also, the epilogue is when Shakespeare makes the crowd for his last play applaud for him because it is his last. I am David Oxman.
And I'm Matthew Ron.
And thank you for watching
6 minutes.